welcome to my channel. I am Ashley Marshall, an astrologer and oracle card reader. I'm here to do a reading for all of the signs by rising. Watch for sun and moon as well for the full moon in Virgo. March 7th happens in the wee hours of the morning Pacific time, and it's going to be 16 degrees of Virgo, which is a Cancer degree, so very moony. You might be feeling extra emotional, needy. We might want to check in on where we are over giving and not taking enough care of ourselves. Virgo can be a little bit of a martyr in that way. So you want to make sure that you're balancing that and make sure that you know that you're the person who can bring balance to that. You don't have to give more than is necessary. Cancer can do that too. So where can you turn inward? We're also in Pisces season, and Pisces is the opposite, right? 6th house Virgo, Pisces 12th house. So to me, both signs and houses represent care and care for yourself. So again, checking into that deep self-care and nourishment, picking up on those Virgoan tasks. You might see, a job come to completion, a routine come to completion, a health matter come to completion. And I'm going to go through what house this is occurring for you by rising sign, and that is for whole house system. If you want more information, check into your Placidus chart reading, and if you don't know what any of that is but you want to know more, leave a comment. If you don't know what any of that is and you don't want to know more, then don't worry about it. Just watch this reading for sun, moon, and rising, or for whatever resonates for you. And again, we're going to go through the houses of where this full moon is going to occur for you by rising. So deep nourishment, self-care, where can you cleanse, clean, organize for the purpose of allowing space for the new to come in, right? And that goes for space as well as body, cleaning your relationships up. But let's go through the signs by rising and see maybe where in particular you're seeing some culmination, some wrapping up, and could use some Virgoan energy. So Aries, this full moon is going to be in your 6th house of health, fitness, wellness. You might see a job coming to completion, because full moons do represent that kind of completion, that end of a cycle. You might be feeling like, cleaning, starting a new routine, getting organized in your space. I know that I have just started a closed giveaway pile. Interesting, forgiveness. So Virgos can be really hard on themselves, and since Aries rising, for Aries rising, this is in your 6th house of what I see sometimes as also not just physical health but mental health. Like, where can you find self-forgiveness during this full moon so that you can release the past and move into the present? Maybe it's forgiveness toward others, but whatever type of forgiveness that is keeping you in resentment and holding you back, I feel like at least finding some forgiveness in some way, right? You don't have to bring this person back into your life. But again, I'm feeling like it's more like the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you speak to yourself, the way that you love yourself. Find some forgiveness from something that you've been maybe holding on to in the past. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, but particular rising, this full moon is going to occur for you in your 5th house of sex, romance. Sex, the people you're dating. Also creativity, fun, recreation. Let's see what's going on for you. So you might see culmination. You might see a person you're dating become a long-term partner, move into a next phase, okay? Or maybe you're thinking about having children. Communication, yeah. So maybe there needs to be some communication, Taurus risings, sun and moon placements with the people that you're dating, because 5th house doesn't rule those committed relationships, it rules those dating relationships. So maybe there needs to be more communication. Maybe you're going to start communicating more with people on a dating app. Maybe you need to communicate more with your children, the children in your life. You need to bring more communication surrounding your creativity, sharing what you've created, and not being shy about it. Did I say communicating with your partner that you want to have kids? That also came up. All right, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Happy full moon in Virgo for you. Okay, Gemini risings, but also sun and moon if you want to watch this for this reading. The full moon in Virgo is occurring in your 4th house of parents, home, family, roots. You might see like maybe the finalization of a home or land you're purchasing is going through, okay? Maybe you're going through something with your parents. Maybe you've done some inner healing when it comes to your ancestry and roots. Love, partnership. Okay, so maybe there's going to be some change or some culmination or something happening in your home because of a partnership. And I'm also just seeing and feeling like nourish that partnership. I'm seeing you hugging and holding each other and just becoming closer during this full moon. So maybe you're just needing comfort, love, nourishment, hugs from the people that you love in your life. So lean into that. Gemini, rising, sun, and moon. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. This full moon in Virgo is going to happen in your 3rd house of communication, also siblings, short distance trips, local neighborhood, aunts and uncles, synchronicity. Okay, so stay open to the synchronicities during this full moon in Virgo. You might be receiving lots of messages, and also these synchronicities might tell you how you can best move forward after the culmination of this full moon, because what happens after, an ending with a full moon or wrapping up, we learn our lessons and we move forward into the next moon phase, into the next month, right? So look out for those synchronicities. I'm hearing that they're telling you something important that you need to know about your communication style, about siblings, extended family, or about, I'm hearing like your next neighborhood, the next neighborhood you're going to. Like follow the synchronicities and that will lead you to the local community you're meant to be in. Interesting, that just came through. Okay. Leo, full moon in Virgo in your 2nd house of finances, self-worth too, how you value yourself, your possessions, your resources, the things around you. What do we have for you? Spiritual partnership. Okay, so you might be able to benefit financially from a spiritual partnership that's coming into your life, that's already into your life. Maybe you've been thinking about going into a partnership with somebody who you feel like you can both benefit from financially. They kind of have, the balance that you need, maybe for your business, for your finances, or maybe it's just as simple as like spiritually align your finances by getting an accountant or something, but an accountant that gets you. There's something like, spiritual about it. And I'm also hearing like you can be spiritual about your finances, like have a spiritual relationship with your finances, okay? And maybe start a spiritual practice that helps you gain more confidence and feed your self-worth. Leo is always looking for praise, right? But how can you feed some of that praise, fill some of that hole with spiritual practices is what I'm hearing. Okay. Virgo risings, also sun and moon, but for Virgo rising, this full moon is happening in your 1st house. So anytime that happens, it can be big, change, culmination, ego death, and just a fresh new start. With Virgo in the mix, as you being a Virgo, you might really want to lean into those good Virgoan qualities during this full moon to just check in with yourself. How are you speaking to yourself? How are, things going for you? Are you moving in the direction that you want to be moving in? Individuality 1, so great because we're talking about this full moon occurring in your 1st house as a Virgo rising, right? My bangs are bothering me, so I'm gonna keep moving them. Individuality, 1st house, which also rules like looks and caring about how you look and ego and first impressions, okay? You might really be stepping into a space where you are no longer taking care of others. You're like ending this cycle. Ooh, where you are showing up for yourself in the same way that you have shown up for others in the past, and really stepping into this space of your own oneness and individuality. It doesn't mean you don't need other people, you don't care for other people, but you have boundaries and limits and much more time for you. Love it. Virgo, rising, sun and moon 2. Libra, this full moon is occurring in your 12th house of the subconscious, endings, retreats. Sometimes people will call it your house of enemies and secrets. You know, yeah, sometimes I feel like it can be the things that we don't know. I think it's more like, for me, I feel like it's more of a big mental retreat, okay? So like deep nourishment and taking care of yourself, Libra, with a full moon in the 12th house. And remember, represents endings. You might see something, a cycle or something else come to a big culmination or completion, but what happens after an ending? A beginning. So you're always moving into a space of beginnings. So crazy. 12th house, karmic completion. Yeah, so you might not even like need to do anything usually when something's karmic for a cycle to complete. I mean, your lessons need to be learned, and you know, you don't want to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. So of course, be mindful of that, but you're definitely going through some karmic wrap up, some completion, some mental or subconscious process or contract. And I'm feeling like the Libra risings, like who are listening to this, and sun and moon, like, no, it's like, no, I know what you're talking about. There's this cycle that's just finished and I'm done. And it feels mental being in the 12th house and then also being in Virgo, because I feel like both Pisces and Virgo have that deep inner turmoil that they can go through. And so maybe that's something that you, Libra, are really just like wrapping up, moving on from. And you may be going to a retreating, going to some sort of healing place, or going through a healing process. And coming out the other end. Ooh. Okay. Scorpio, 11th house of social groups, organizations, friends, social media, humanitarianism efforts. It can be like the political organizations you join. Love. So it feels like a lot more love is coming to that area of your life. Scorpios can often feel closed off and maybe shelled up and blocked off, and like they have to protect themselves from people. And I'm feeling like you're ending that and stepping into a place of receiving and being allowed to receive love from others. You know, you give love and protection. This is your time, Scorpio risings and sun and moon placements, to receive love, receive humanitarian efforts from other people, help from other people, connection from other people. Okay? And also, like, yeah, clean up your friend group, clean up your organizations. Are you still getting like stuff in the mail from the Democratic Party and you're like, I don't resonate with that anymore, or with them? Okay, Sagittarius rising, but also sun and moon. This card just flew out for you. Whoa. I'll just show it to you before we even get into the house. So change is coming to you. What area of your life? 10th house. Okay, Sagittarius risings, but sun and moon. This full moon is occurring for you. I just realized I didn't write down some other placements. That's okay. In your 10th house of career and public image. So I feel like you're going through like sweeping, big, but good, powerful change, culmination. Maybe you're wrapping up a job and moving into a different type of career. I'm also hearing and feeling like you're physically leaving a career to go to another career in a different state, country, place. Ooh. I love that for you. You may be seeing fives a lot recently. 5 is significant of big change. And yeah, your public image and career image. If you're not going through a career change, the image from your place and your role is going through a change. Love it. Capricorn, rising, sun and moon just flew out for you again. 9th house of publishing, of foreign lands, other cultures, philosophy. Sometimes people say it's our house of our in-laws. It's like the different fun things that we do and risks that we take, and the 9th house is another fun thing that I just recently learned about the 9th house. And after seeing this card, I want to say that in Vedic astrology, the 9th house is the house of the father. So Capricorn, you got parenting. I'm feeling though, like, yeah, where can you hone in your parenting all around? Maybe your parenting will take you abroad. I don't know why that just came up. Maybe you're going to be parenting abroad. Maybe you're want to teach your child another language. I don't know why that came up too. And how can you start being your own parent? And this full moon in Virgo might find you discovering that you want to be a parent, that you are a parent. There might really be some focus on your parenting skills during this full moon in Virgo. And how can you kind of clean up and organize the way that you parent? Okay? Aquarius, this full moon is happening in your 8th house of sex, death, taxes, other people's money. Also, trauma, can be death, can represent occult studies like astrology. So Aquarius, rising, sun, and moon, you got intuition and happy ending. Okay, so yeah, maybe you're breaking some ties, you're ending some things. You know, death can be metaphorical, seeing some things going through some change. And then, you know, using your intuition about things when it comes to, I'm hearing money because the 8th house is a money house. So using your intuition and checking in with your intuitive knowing when it comes to choices, wills, contracts, shared resources, anything that comes up in this way. And then Pisces, this full moon in Virgo is occurring in your 7th house of relationships, okay? One-on-one partnerships, business partnerships and contracts, and just in relationships in general, like how we are in relationship. Rebirth, so maybe your relationships are going through a full rebirth. You also got manifestation, so this may be really the time for you to manifest what type of relationships do you want. Virgos love to make a list, so be really Virgoan about it and make a list about what you want in a partnership. Maybe it's a business partnership you're seeking, okay, and trying to manifest. But whatever it is, it seems like your one-on-one partnerships are going through big change. I'm like, big rebirth, okay? So the way that they were before is dying off, and it's not going to be the way that it was. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. If you want a more personal reading, astrological, birth chart, or oracle, reach out. We can do that. Happy full moon in Virgo. Take deep, nourishing, wonderful care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye.